The annual Boston Pops 4th of July Spectacular is among the many long-standing traditions that have been called off this year due to coronavirus. But the show will go on, just in a different form, with a pre-produced television special called A Boston Pops Salute to Our Heroes. It'll feature some favorite past performances, along with some new, socially distanced ones, honoring victims of the pandemic, along with frontline workers, with a theme of racial justice throughout. Still, it's the first time in 25 years conductor Keith Lockhart will be getting the holiday off. And I'll bet he could use it too. Not from the Pops, but from his new second job, math teacher to his 8- and 10-year-old sons. Keith joined me earlier this week. How's teaching going, Keith?
Oh, as you know, school is out, and I promised them some dad math over the summer, but we've let it go for a week or two, and let them get. The problem is otherwise they just roll straight out of what was school to what was not school, and there's no differentiation.
Well, so Keith, July 4th, I gave a very brief outline. Fill in some blanks for me. I know it's not on the Esplanade. What's it going to look like? What are we going to see?
Well, it's important to us from the beginning that we stay in contact with our audience and stay front and center in this holiday. It's such an important day in the life of the Pops, such an important day in the life of Boston, Massachusetts, and the country. And we really feel that we are America's birthday party. So we started talking a while ago, because as you can imagine, this has been a possibility for some time, about what we were going to do, and decided that, yes, we had this wonderful treasure trove of previously recorded material. We have, because of doing a retrospective over numerous years, we put together an A-list of performers that we could never have on any single year. But we didn't want it to just look like a rerun. It has to reflect this extraordinary time and place we find ourselves in now. And so we have recorded all new introductions, myself and the host team from Bloomberg. We've added material that has been done this year, including some of the heroes done by the members of the Boston Pops, which you might have seen before as a tribute to the frontline workers. It is amazing. And a new moment, actually, with myself and wonderful gospel soloist Renice King. It's one of the moments in the program that really is addressing what's on everybody's mind today. The Black Lives Matter movement, the equal justice under the law that we have all been slapped in the face with, that it hasn't been being done for years.
You played piano in that piece, do you not? Is that not what I heard?
I do. Everybody, people sometimes ask, did you ever play an instrument? It's like asking Belichick if he ever played football. But I have to say, I've been pretty rusty, but this has been a great opportunity to pull it back out, because you got to say something. I mean, musicians have to make music, and conducting isn't an option right now.
So you wrote a piece, was it in the Globe magazine? I read a piece you wrote about something I've discussed with you 1,000 times, too many times over the years, about the power of music to unite, particularly in difficult times. And this is difficult times on steroids. What's your thesis, Keith? Well,
I have to say that of all the years to not be able to perform, this is absolutely the wrong one. We have put on a new July 4th show every year for the last quarter century, and this is the year that I really feel frustrated to be on the sidelines. My thesis is that, especially the 4th of July concert, it's there for everyone. We don't intend it for some small subset of the American population. It's a chance to celebrate commonalities, things we all agree about, but it's also a chance to look at where the challenges are and to remind ourselves that America, as we celebrate it, is a dream. It's an accomplishable dream, but it is in no means, as we've been reminded very much in these last couple of months, accomplished yet.
I know you care a lot about the state of the world. I know you care a lot about people who are suffering. But how are you? I mean, we're only a couple of days away from July 4th. You're in the exact same spot for a quarter of a century. You're not going to be on that spot. What's that like for you?
Oh, thank you. Well, first off, as you alluded to, we're very fortunate. My wife and I have been sequestered. My wife is working from home very busily. Our kids are wonderful, and they have each other, which is a great thing as summer vacation begins and camps don't. But I'm I'm gutted. I'm extremely frustrated, not just about the 4th of July, but just about the difficulty of doing what it is that I believe in doing, which is bringing music to people to give these shared community experiences. And when you think about it, the orchestra is a community that can't engage together, and the audience is a community. So there's a double whammy on orchestral music. So I'm working with all of my staff and the people I work with and all the institutions I serve to try to look at the ways out of this, because eventually we will be out of this, and then we need to know what we're doing.
So can I pick a bone with you, or is that okay in this conversation? So
sure. We're not in person, so.
A friend of mine mentioned that you were doing something, Conversations with Keith, during this hiatus. So I looked it up, and I read a quote from you, and you say to prepare for these interviews that I do, meaning Keith Lockhart does, I think about people like Dick Cavett and James Lipton. Well, that's it?
And Jim Braude. They must have edited that part out.
Okay.
You're my favorite host, Jim. I always enjoy these conversations. And I've never incidentally talked to Dick Cavett or James Lipton.
I feel a lot better. Tell us, when you mention the greatest hits, Keith, that's going to be part of this thing on the 4th, give us a couple of the moments that are most special to you that we'll get to see again come Saturday.
Well, the amazing Rhiannon Giddens will join us again on Saturday, who took the Esplanade by storm and then came and did something even more extraordinary, exploring the music of forgotten Black voices and composition. She'll be joining us, Leslie Odom Jr., star of Hamilton, who is just amazing.
The mind chase, the heart, yes, the tears dry without you.
Andy Grammer will be joining us for a feel-good moment.
I give love to all of my people need love. I give
Lord knows we could use some feel-good moments these days. The U.S. Army Field Band and Soldiers Chorus. Amanda Mena, that wonderful girl from Lynn, Massachusetts, whom we didn't discover, but we put onto a big national stage last year. There's looking back at what we've done over these last few years, I'm so proud of what we've done, and to be able to take the best points is even better.
So where are you going to be watching this show? Where are you going to be?
Where people can't find me, I suppose. My family and I are going to go spend some properly socially distanced time with some close friends, kind of off the radar. I mean, it just feels right to kind of drop out of the scene if I can't actually be there.
So are you going to be in a red, white, and blue tuxedo or something like that, or no?
No.
Or red, white, and blue pajamas, or what?
No, I'll be crying into my red, white, and blue drink. So.
Keith, I know I speak for everybody. One, you and your colleagues are sorely missed, and I know I also speak for them in saying we can't wait to see what you put together for the 4th this year, and we wish you a lot of luck, and thanks for doing it.
Well, thank you, Jim, and we look forward to coming back strong next year.
I know you do, and so do we. Keith Lockhart, great to see you. Be well.
Thank you. You too, Jim.
You can watch a Boston Pop salute to our heroes this Saturday at 8 p.m. on Bloomberg Television, Radio, or online at Bloomberg.com.